So completing the 6G notes, we have 2 plus 5i squared, and you will recall that when we square this, we're going to multiply the 2 times 2 and get 4. Then we're going to multiply the outside and the inside, get 10i, and then double it, so that's 20i, and then plus 5i times 5i, which is going to be 25i squared. You could double distribute that, but we're just going to use what we used earlier in that last section to do to square this out. So then this would be 25 times -1, so negative 25. So we're going to have 4 minus 25, which is going to give us a negative 21 plus 20i for my answer. And then our final example in this section, I'm going to multiply 3 plus 2i times 3 minus 2i. And we're going to get 9. It's going to be minus 6i, and then plus 6i, and then minus 4i squared. So, of course, this comes out to be 0. And then this is going to be a minus 4 times a minus 1, which is a plus 4. So I have 9 plus 4, which is 13. So here I multiplied two complex numbers and got a real answer. Notice my terms where the first ones are the same, the seconds are the same. I have a positive and a negative. So remember, we had a name for that in our last section, one of our earlier sections in this unit, and that was they are called conjugates. So these are conjugates, and again, when I multiplied them, I eliminated the I. So try these next ones just to make sure that you can do these. These are easy, but there's little places that can cause trouble, and you want to catch those before you get to a quiz or test. All right, so like I said earlier, just above, a plus bi and a minus bi are called complex conjugates because of the i's that are included. So the fronts are the same, the backs are the same, but what's different are the signs in the middle. If I add a plus bi and a minus bi, I get a plus a, which is 2a, and then I have a positive bi and a negative bi, which is 0. And when I multiply them, I'm going to get a squared plus b squared. As you see, we did up here, we ended up with 9 plus 4, which was 13. So it's going to be this in general. So find the complex conjugate for 4 plus 5i. That would be 4 minus 5i. If I were to add them, I'll stack them on top of each other, I'm going to get 8. If I were to multiply them, 4 plus 5i times 4 minus 5i, I'm going to get 16. My outside, inside go away, and I get minus 25i squared, which is going to be plus 25. So I get 16 plus 25, which is 41. So to divide complex numbers and express the result in a plus bi form, the denominator must be rationalized. So that means that in this case that we want to get rid of any I in the denominator because I represents the square root of -1. So we need to eliminate that radical in the denominator. So we want to multiply the numerator and denominator by the conjugate of the denominator and simplify. So if we follow these steps, the conjugate of, this is 0 plus 5i, would be minus 5i. So if I multiply it by a minus 5i over a minus 5i, so this is our clever one, we're going to get a negative 20i divided by a negative 25i squared. And so then this is going to be, I squared is equal to -1. So that's going to make this be plus 25. So I have a negative 20i. This changed to plus 25. And now I'm going to reduce this fraction by dividing by 5. and it's going to give me a negative 4I over 5 for my answer. Notice up here I could have actually just done it by I over I as well, and then I wouldn't have had to reduce. All right, so here my denominator has a binomial, so I'm going to have to multiply by its conjugate, which is 2 plus 5I, in both the numerator and denominator. So I'm multiplying again by that clever one. So I will distribute, double distribute up here and get 6 plus 15I plus 2I plus 5I squared all over. When the denominator is going to be 4, and then it's going to be plus 25. So simplifying, I'm going to have 6 plus 17I, and remember that this is equal to a negative 1 right here. So I squared is a negative 1, and that's going to give me so this is a negative 1, so it's going to make this be a minus 5 over 29. So 6 minus 5 is 1, plus 17I over 29 for my answer. So try these last two, and we will finish up the last page in class. See you then.